Hello, all, welcome back. So let's look into the today's lead code problem. Push dominoes. Okay. So the problem is that we having this given as some dominoes are there, and the force on the each domino is also given. Okay, either in right side or either in left side or a neutral force. Okay. So we have to just return that in which direction all dominoes are formed. Okay. So let's look into one example. This there is it is right, then neutral, and then right. Okay, then what will be the total resulting? First two dominoes are having a force on right side, right direction means they are goes into the right. Then there is one left. Okay, so uh, based on this dominus force, it will goes into the right side. But once if we take this, what's the value r right? This will goes right. This will also forcing right. Okay. Now there is a one more dominus on which it no force. Then there is so on this there is no force, but but previous domino is having the force in which direction right. So this should also go in this direction right side. This domino should also goes into this right side direction. Okay. So as of now, this right, and right. Third one also right should be. But here, the fourth one domino is having a force in the left side, left direction. So on this third one domino, the left side domino also forcing towards the right side, and left side and right side domino is forcing the force in the left side. Okay. So on this total this is forcing in this side and this one is forcing in this side. So total force on this is become neutral. So that's why the resultant force on each domino will be become same. Right, neutral and left. So how can we iterate over this? Let's look into one example that dot dot left. This is the one force. So my intuition is that first we'll iterate from the left side. Okay. So first we'll iterate from the first we'll start iterating from right to left side. Okay, in this direction and calculate the force in the left side for each of this. So this is one domino. So after that it will make whatever the force on the neutral one, left. So when any of the right side domino is found, we have to stop. Okay, okay. So it will be this will be 0, 1, and 2 in this way. Okay. After that, one right side is found. So as of now, we only consider left force. Okay. So next left is here, so it will forcing the next neutral dominoes in the left side. So 1, 2, and 3. And then again left side, this one left domino is forcing the next left hand side domino in the left direction. Okay. So now my intuition is that now we'll after that we'll iterate from right to left. Okay. And for each domino who's forcing in the right direction, so towards that next for the next dominoes, next consecutive domino, we'll check number of forces is there. So the number of force on the rightmost element is 3. So using that we'll calculate where it will go become minimized, where it will become neutral. So where it will become neutral, 3 by 2 is 0. So we, 3 by 2 is equal to 1. And the middle part of this also we have to check, because the middle part, on the middle part, whatever the middle part in between both this L and this right and left. So whatever the middle part, on that middle part the neutral force will become neutral. So we have to check the middle part also, which is also become 1 in this way. So from the right side we just update all next r elements in the right as a right force, facing the right force, and the next middle element will facing the neutral force. So let's look into the coding solution. What will be my intuition here? So my intuition is there. See, what I did, I iterated from left to right. Oh, sorry. I iterate from right to left and check the forces for left side. Okay. So whenever the each domino is neutral, okay, and the previous force is left, okay. On that basis, I calculate the force from left side. Whatever the force is coming from left, so the force is coming from the left side is the left plus one. Whatever so for that I took one vector variable left side, so it will calculate the force from left side. So sorry, it will calculate the force from the right side in the left direction. Okay, so it will take left of I plus 1 plus 1. In that way, I just calculate the whatever the force on the neutral domino from the right hand side in the left direction. Okay, and here whenever in else condition, I just update the dominoes with the left, do neutral, and the right. Similarly, after that, I start iterating from left to right, and while iterating the left to right, I just check if the current domino is right. So it will that current domino will push the push means making a force in the right direction for the next domino. So for that next domino, till what at so here I am calculating at what level. At what level means at the next number of n dominoes it will forcing, okay, in the right direction. So what it is, so here I am calculating the whatever the most facing force in the left side is left of I plus 1 and taking the half of it and taking the middle element also, and that middle element will facing the force of neutral. So in this way I am just updating here. So this code is having a little bit and more complex and more conditions, if and else condition. So I will show you one more solution which is a little bit more easier than this. So in that what I did, I just take a one vector, okay, of forces which is taken care of force from force calculate here in this vector array. We can calculate the force on each domino from either from the left side or either from the right side, whatever the total force on this, okay. And first we check forces from left to right, okay. So we start from left direction to right direction, and while iterating from left to right, so what will be the main dominant force from left to right is right force. So we are checking if the current domino is having right force, then it will push the next n elements, whatever the next element n elements, it will make a force in the right direction. So I have initialized my forces with n. Else, if the current element is L, so it will impose. Okay, here the force will become zero. So we'll update here force to zero because there is no force in the right direction. Else, in the else case, for the neutral case, so I have to calculate whatever the maximum force. So I am calculating the force in the decreasing order. Okay, so here I am updating the force is max of force minus 1 in this way in decreasing order, and update the force for the current dominoes here. Similarly, I iterated from right to left also to check the forces for force of left dominant domino. Okay, so here I am checking the domino on which left force is there. If current domino is having left force, so update the force with n force, means there are n dominoes in the list, so I am updating the force with n. After that, I just update the dominoes. I am checking there is one more condition that if current domino is right, so the main dominant force is left. because we are iterating from right to left, so the main dominant force is left. So for the right force, we just update the force with 0. And for the neutral part, we'll update in the decreasing order also. Force will become max of force minus 1, comma 0, and update the force, finally updating the force here. Now what I have to do? If I finally will generate a resultant string based on the current force. So iterating over the force, and if the force is positive, if the force is positive, then it is able to make force in the right direction. Okay. If the force is negative, it will push the domino in the left direction. Else, in the else case, it will become neutral. So this is the basic intuition here. I think second one is more easier. Okay. So we'll wrap it here. Thank you all.